If silver goes to like $50 an ounce, will you still buy it from the public? Did you know SD Bullion is giving away a monster box of 2023 Silver Eagles? Sign up today at sdbullion.com/sweepstakes. Hey, good morning.
Good morning, Silver Dragons.
What's up, Harry? Good to see you. Adrian's here. The whole crew's here again today. Ollie, I can call you Ollie, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's me, right?
Yeah. Richard, pass you on the way in. Good to see you. Wow, look at this. You got a bunch of gold, bunch of stuff in the case today, Harry.
Yeah, we're fortunate to have some good inventory right now.
And prices are coming down, it looks like.
They are. The premiums are coming down and the spot price is coming down.
Oh, yeah. So we're down in the 23s, it looks like, today.
23.71 and 19.38 on gold.
Wow, crazy. We got some junk silver for sale. Yeah, it's a great day to be alive. Great day to stack, huh?
Always.
By the way, Adrian, I was going to ask if you guys have got any cool stuff recently in the shop.
I'm glad you asked.
Cool silver or coins.
So, Richard and I have been working on this collection. Richard,
Yeah, let's see what we got here.
please.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so what am I looking at here? Is this $1, $half?
It's a dollar. It's an early U.S. dollar.
1797. And the condition. Look at this.
Oh, you haven't seen the other one.
Haven't seen the other one yet? This has got to be expensive. I mean, this is for collectors, right? This
Definitely.
The silver content doesn't even matter.
I mean, it goes out the window.
I'd give somebody 50 times what the silver was.
Wow. Okay, we got 1798. Just gorgeous. I mean, you guys must have paid a fortune to get these coins. 1799. So you have 3 years in a row.
Yeah, and you could actually see the reverses too. You got the original reverse of this style eagle.
Is this like the small or skinny eagle? What do they call it?
Small eagle.
Small eagle?
Small eagle.
It was underfed.
And that's in comparison to the heraldic eagle, which is used on the half dollar.
I think I like this one a little bit more.
There's something about the early, the skinnier eagle that it's just really cool to see on these older pieces.
Yeah, it's kind of rare to see it.
Yes.
Yeah, they only did it for a few years. So
On these early coins, it's actually pretty common to see those little dings on there because
Really?
they were used as money.
you're talking,
Yeah.
200 plus years of it surviving out there in the wild.
Yeah. Jingling around in someone's pocket.
Exactly.
I mean, it was just $1 at one point in time.
Oh yeah. And then that's why when you see some of these in mint state condition, you're talking, high six figures to even seven figures.
7 figures, wow. But obviously a perfect coin.
Coin collecting used to not be as big of a thing either, so the reason why these were held on to was probably for nostalgia purposes of people going, oh, you don't see those anymore. I better keep one of those. I think that's so cool.
Well, they are very cool. I appreciate you showing me. I actually don't think I've ever seen one of these in person.
You ever seen proof seated?
Was this in the, this was a collection, these all came in together?
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
That's shiny.
we love collections like this. This was somebody's hard work, years of work, and it's nice that he had so much early seeded coinage too.
So someone collected all of these and then just sold the whole thing at once to you guys?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Does that happen quite a bit, Harry? People will sell their whole collection?
It happens more often than not. It's the heirs who sell it to us.
Really?
Or someone maybe very elderly who doesn't want to leave a burden on their family to dispose of their collection.
Right.
This guy was neither of those things. He just I guess wanted to start over, as he put it.
Time to sell and
Yeah.
collect something else maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is cool though. I mean, you got quite a few interesting pieces here. I've never seen a proof seated. I mean, that's got to be worth
Well, it's your lucky day because check that out.
Oh, snap.
Another proof seated.
We got 2. This is $1.
Mm-hmm.
So this one must be $half.
Yes, sir.
There you go. That's crazy.
There's also a trade dollar.
Oh, I love the trade
Proof
dollars.
trade dollar.
I do have one
It's a proof as well.
trade dollar, but it doesn't look all nice like this one. Mine's chopped to pieces, which is still cool. Not a lot of people know this, but the trade dollar is one of the only coins in the world. Maybe it is the only one with the number 420 on it. 420 grains on the trade dollar.
There you go.
I mean, do you think any other coins have that, or could it be the only one?
Yeah, coins probably not. Maybe some rounds and metals that.
I could see it on some other type stuff.
The Japanese trade dollar, I think, has it.
Does it?
Yeah, Richard would know for sure about that.
He knows things.
He knows all the Japanese coins.
That's on the Japanese trade dollar.
Who would know that?
Richard.
I kind of wanted to ask you a question about selling silver, though, because this is one thing I always get on my channel.
Okay.
People will say if the price of silver goes too high, that the coin shops will stop buying it. If silver goes to like $50 an ounce, will you still buy it from the public?
Yeah, it makes no difference. It makes absolutely, there's always a spread.
Yeah.
And so the spread is where we make our living. So it can be $10 an ounce or $50 an ounce. There's going to be a spread where we make our living. Makes no difference.
So you might not be buying it for the same you are now as far as like premium. Like if you were going to buy an Eagle for a little bit over spot, it may be at spot. You don't really know.
Hard to say,
Yeah.
but there'll always be a reasonable spread so that we can keep the lights on. And that's not just me. That would be the whole business.
Do you think that people will still be buying silver when the price if it does go that high over the next few years?
I think there'll be more people than ever
Really?
because of that we've talked about before, where the public who doesn't normally follow the metals start hearing about it in the regular news, the non-metals news.
Yeah.
And they start to feel like they're going to be left out, and they better get on it because it's going, wherever it is, it's going higher.
Sure.
Yeah, well, a good example would be the Silver Eagles. You know how the premiums were crazy. There was a point where we were buying them for $35 each.
Yeah.
And, you couldn't find them for under $40 at all.
Right.
And so that's a great example of if it's up to that. I mean, we were paying $35 for Eagles just a few weeks ago. So
And now you're selling them for like $30.
exactly.
Yeah, under
So that just
$31.
kind of goes to show that whatever the market's doing, we're going to follow.
Yeah.
And there's always, just as fast as we were, buying them, we were selling them, the Silver Eagles.
Yeah.
There's as long as there's that demand, which I think there's always going to be that demand when prices go up. I think it's going to be fine.
Because people are worried about, maybe they want to sell their silver when it gets to 50. That's kind of a number a lot of people have in their head because it's sort of right around the all-time high.
Yep.
They're worried that, okay, I'll go to offload it, but maybe the coin shops won't buy it, people won't want it, it's not really selling. But you think there'll be more demand and it will be easier to sell your silver.
There'll be way more demand.
Yeah.
We're our busiest when it's spiking. When the prices spike, we're at our busiest.
That's crazy. It's like almost the opposite of what people are thinking.
It's not necessarily the smartest way to invest, but it's when the non-stacking community gets involved, we get real busy.
And the other thing too is if it hits 50, now everybody's going to say, "Oh, it's going to hit 100, right?" Or it's going to hit 75, and that's what happens with silver. People say they speculate, and they're always going to think it's going to go higher, or oh, it's going to dip. Wait for the dip, but more than likely, people are going to think it's going to go higher if it's on a rise.
Yeah. Yeah, so it seems like if you're stacking now at these prices, whether you're buying coins, bars, rounds, Eagles, whatever, you're going to have no problem offloading them in the future whenever you want to.
Yeah, there's no problem selling it. There's also a myth out there that dealers put their gold and silver away when the prices drop.
Yeah.
There may be examples of that, but I don't believe it's true, because if silver and gold are dropping, how do we know if we put it away, it's not going to drop a lot further? You have to take your lumps and move forward. You can't hide it hoping that it's going to go back up and save you.
So if silver went down like $5 tomorrow, you'd still have the cases
It
full.
would be full.
There you go.
Yeah, you have to.
But you are able to buy it back cheaper than at that point as
So
well
your
to
replacement
replenish.
cost goes down. So
Yeah.
the humps and the valleys should smooth out if you don't try to, time the market.
Yeah, so you've never done that? You've never taken stuff out when the price dropped?
No way.
You just leave it all for sale? And,
Yes.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, there was a 2020 point where I came in and I bought an ounce of silver for $14 here.
$14?
$14. And
No
that's when
way.
everything was crashing, and so it's true what Harry's saying. I mean, it's out, and we're selling and we're buying it just as it is.
I'm just curious what the cheapest you guys have ever bought silver for. Maybe, I don't know who's been stacking the longest, but what have you bought silver for, Richard?
1350.
$13.50?
1350.
What about you, Harry?
Eagles for $5.
$5?
We're talking about the 80s.
Wow. Well, it must have been at least 86. That's when they first came out.
Yeah, it would have been 86. But, you know, for a long time, silver, when it hit its high in 1979 of nearly $50, it dropped back, way back for 20 years.
Really?
Sure, it was low for a long time. Even in the early 2000s, you can get it for under $10.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But it must have been like pretty high premiums, though, because it was so cheap.
Yeah, I would think, you know, on Eagles, we might have been paying, you know, 1.5 times the actual silver value.
Right.
But at $5, you shrug it off. Who cares?
Yeah. $5 for a silver eagle. That sounds like a pretty good deal, huh?
Take that.
Yeah.
Have you bought silver cheaper than the 14? Or?
No, I think that was the cheapest piece of silver that I remember buying.
Really?
I mean, you know what? I might have bought some like with my dad when I was a kid, when we go into coin shops, but
Yeah.
I didn't physically buy it myself. I mean, I used my money for my allowances and working and all.
Yeah. What about you, Ollie? Did you buy silver back in the day?
No, I've really recently been stacking. So probably 20 plus for me.
20 plus is
Yeah.
the cheapest?
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of other people are in the same boat. I mean, I was trying to show it earlier, but I was so far away. Silver's under $24 right now. But for the past few years, we've seen it go up to 28. A lot of people have been stacking in the 20s. So, Harry, we're talking about the price of silver going up, which is kind of funny because it's been going down over the last few days.
Yeah.
No one really knows where it's going to go. But do you think we're going to see an all-time high maybe this decade at some point?
This decade? I
Yeah.
have no idea.
No idea?
I have no idea. If I had to guess, sure, because you're talking 10 years, everything's going to happen in 10 years. An
Right.
all-time low maybe and an all-time high, just because the world's unpredictable.
Yeah.
The metals respond to things that go on in politics and in world affairs. Everything's going to happen in 10 years, at least potentially.
All-time high. Well, I mean, gold is basically almost at an all-time high right now.
Yeah, that's an easy one because it's so close to an all-time high now. Silver's less than half of its all-time high, so actually, unfortunately, something bad has to happen to our society for that to happen, I think.
Yeah, for it to shoot up.
Yeah, you know, hyperinflation, political unrest, social unrest, God forbid a war, you know,
Yeah.
something.
Something will break eventually, and we'll see something crazy happen.
Sure.
Who knows if that's next year or in the next 5 years, but I do think silver's probably going to go to an all-time high this decade. I've said that on the channel, and we'll have to wait and see. We don't have a crystal ball, right?
I hope I'm there to see it.
But if it does go to an all-time high, you guys will still be buying it, right?
Of course.
Richard's got a great line for when people ask about the silver price.
Oh yeah, what do you say, Richard, when people say, "Hey, where's silver gonna go, Richard?"
Oh yeah, I say my crystal ball's a little foggy today.
You can't tell? You can't predict it?
Silver's going to fluctuate.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
It is guaranteed to fluctuate. Well, some wisdom today. I'm glad you were able to talk about people selling their silver because, like I said before, that's a question I always get.
Yeah.
So it's great to have someone who actually owns a coin shop, you know, kind of reassure people, look, this is just how we do business, right?
Yeah, it just goes on.
Yeah.
The margins are the margins, and we work the margins, the spread.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe just a short video today, but it was fun, huh?
Always fun. Always fun.
Hopefully, if you guys like the new intro, let me know down below in the comments section. We're trying out a new Harry's intro, so hopefully it was cool. Anyway, appreciate the time.
Thank you, Silver Dragon.
Yep, good to see you guys. We'll have to do it again, huh?
SD.
Yep, absolutely. And the tall guy. See ya.